For those who are new, it's an open forum. You can take the stand, ask questions. No questions are bad. We take beginner level, entry level question to elite. It's a great way for us to all join into the share and the knowledge gain. To keep it organized, we ask that you raise your hand. I bring you forward. You ask your question so that it's organized. And we also have Robert with us assisting us with the chat. So if you do not want to take the stage, you can ask the question in the chat and it will be answered or brought up so that we can all exchange on it. Good for everybody. I will be putting up in the chat all the links pertaining to where we can find the content created during these sessions and also what is to come so that we always stay up to date on what was shared. Good for everybody? Perfect. As usual, I will start by opening the floor for any questions before we dive into our conversation today. I have an announcement. Some of you will be happy, I hope, and we will be starting a lot of challenging and support among each other. So we'll start with that. Any questions in regards to what is happening, what you've been using, anything of the sorts? Going once, going twice. Go ahead, let's play. UB, I got one.
I'm joking. Show me how you do the follow-up.
The follow-up meaning after the which
Oh,
contact? The
isn't there a
email?
place on the main website where you can book a follow-up?
Well, the way you do it is a follow-up meeting or follow-up conversation is what happens after you have an initial exchange. This is actually something that we will be covering. I have a little bit of a challenge for you to accomplish. Just to put things in perspective, Clay, let me know what you have done so far going to leading to the challenge. Was it an SMS message? Was it an
Oh,
email?
when I talk to somebody, I want to schedule a follow-up with them.
Oh, okay,
Is there a
okay.
place on
Yes,
here where
yes.
you can schedule follow-ups?
Yes. Well, it's not so much scheduling the follow up with the client, but it's scheduling your call to action to follow up on that day. So you see here, I went to the contact, and that can be done with any contact. So you see, I have all my contacts here, general contacts. I'm going to open up the last one, Agbor. If I wanted create a follow-up. Here you
Ah,
see we have follow-up, we have rotations. Rotation can be, you can put, for example, a group of people on a rotation, meaning every 7 days until I break the ice or until I get a reaction, I'm going to keep probing this person, right? So this is where you use the rotation. Follow-up, you spoke to them, and you want to create basically a follow-up on that day. So you click on follow-up plus, and you see, you decide when is it that you want to set how many reminders you want, right? Three is always good. Uh, how many days or weeks, month, year, if required, right? The objective, what is the next stage, right? If you made a connection, then the next stage would be building rapport, presenting, or following up on the presentation that was made. You most likely have sent the first connection message and you're looking at the next step, building the rapport. So you would
yeah.
select that one. And then you have 500 characters to lay down basically the gist of what you have done or what you're planning on doing. And this is important because when you're doing this over a certain amount of clients, you'll lose track maybe of what you had set in mind, the key points of that conversation follow up.
Okay,
Make
so
sense?
yeah, I get that part.
Good.
Does it have kind of a calendar?
Well,
Oh,
what it's gonna
click on it and then see I have to follow up with these three contacts.
Well, because you're deciding, well, in terms of specific dates, there's a time period, there's a specific date. So you get to choose basically, and you see there's a calendar here that you can set in motion. Okay,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen is that you're gonna receive a notification on the day of in your daily checklist and dashboard.
Okay, that was my question. So I
Ah, okay.
daily checklist and it tells me who to follow up with that day.
Exactly. Basically, what you will do, yeah, you look at basically system notification and such, and it will let you know, well, the system is letting you know you have a follow-up for that day to accomplish. So you keep track of it. This is why, for example, when you are in full momentum, this dashboard becomes important, right? Because at the gate, you have all your tools for the next step to take. And then when you open it, you can take a look at, okay, what is happening? Have I acquired any prospects, right? Do I have any notification, hot leads? If I've been sending messages with links and somebody clicks on it, there's notification. I usually tend to turn on all of them to get a good idea of what is happening across the board. Make sense?
Yeah, that
Okay,
helps. That's the
perfect.
part,
So
that's the part I didn't understand.
yeah, organizing your workflow. So it's really that daily checklist. You guys should be checking it every day, especially if you have a momentum. If I did 10 messages the day prior, then today I want to see, did somebody click on this link? Because if you click on the link, but you don't reply to me, I can still reach out. Hey, I see that you took a look at my content. That question or that announcement can be very important. If I'm talking to a marketer and I say, hey, I see that you touched my link, you must be interested. What's the takeaway? The question for this marketer is, how did they know that? Right? I want in on this tool. So small things that we use in our conversation will allow us to advance rapidly or control the pace. Make sense for everybody?
Yes.
Yeah. I love the fact that you opened with with this question, Clay. Any other questions? Vicky, go ahead.
Okay, since this was brought up, when you're looking at the daily checklist,
Hmm.
and you're getting your notifications, now it was really good because I didn't know you could check all of them at once, so that was good
Hmm.
to know.
Perfect.
It will it will tell you in whatever it's telling you in the checklist what they've whether they've signed. If you have multiple opportunities, what opportunity or program it is that they're responding to. Correct?
Absolutely. Yeah. First thing first, in the follow up, you already know the opportunity that you have sent or you were discussing with them. In
Right.
terms of the hot lead, same thing. If I sent you a marketing link about wellness, I know that we'll be talking about wellness as well. Okay.
Okay.
Other than
So that's
that,
why it's
what
important to put the notes. Always important to put the
absolutely.
notes. Okay.
Absolutely. And in terms of direct acquisition, whenever they come in, for example, through one of your platform, it will notify you that this client just was acquired by this uh, uh, platform. It will also put them in that list as well.
Awesome.
Okay, so there's a lot of organization, simple things that allow you to see on a global scale what is happening.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Vicky. Keisha? Oh, you dropped your hand? No more
No,
questions?
no, I didn't drop my hand. I was
Okay.
trying to unmute. My phone was fighting back. Anyhow, quick question.
Hmm.
Um, can you set something on your daily checklist that's not attached to a contact? Like check my Facebook Messenger.
No, that's because remember, these notifications are directly related to the customers or the clients, not yourself.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're trying basically to use an organizer, then you have to look at other tools. Your Google account, your Google Calendar is the
I, I,
perfect
I
tool.
I get that. I get that. I was just
Perfect.
curious because of how you've said something earlier.
Okay, good, good. Robert?
So the answer to that, Keisha, is you can by doing a follow up with yourself. Put yourself as a contact, put the
I
follow up
didn't think of
yourself,
that.
and then put the notes.
Yeah, those details from experience that give us a lot, right? So you can put yourself, that's a great actually advice that I will be following because you can put yourself as a contact and set basically task for yourself. That's actually a great workaround for this. Good, good, good. Well, on that note, I think we'll be using all that today. For those who were interested, last time we spoke about getting challenges done and also opening up an additional session for practical exercises. It is happening. You can all go to the course library. You'll notice that I've put a new tab there, which is Masterclass. And you will see basically the gist of what I'm putting in place for now. This is going to be a first trial run. I have some exercise overview that I recommend you take a look at. It's basically for, uh, a presentation of wow, these practical exercise session will be unfolding. Now, this is a pilot, so the link will not be on the regular Now site online or live that we're using. You will need to register so that I can first keep track of how many people are coming in so I can properly organize the unfolding of this. And most likely it's going to be done in another room for the first two events so that I don't interfere with the ongoing calendar. So very important. If you're interested in attending, it's going to be on Fridays for now, unless there is a change. By popular request, we will gauge that. Um, I will actually be sending you an email to gauge for the best time and pull for what is appropriate for everybody. But for now, it's going to be Fridays, 12 p.m. till 2. So it's going to be 2 hours. Okay. The idea here is that I will be breaking you into groups, even though the exercise will be things that you can all do at a different level of expertise or goals. But you can take a look at both of them. I am going to find a way to separate you all in different rooms so that we can address the topic of the masterclass or workshop while it's happening. Makes sense for everybody? So take a look at it, register, because if you don't register, even if you're part of our Now Site newsletter, when I sent out the email invitation with the link, you may not be part of it. Oh, why do I have a double one here? I have to correct that. Uh, for today, what we can do is a little bit of challenge. I will still be going over questions and demonstration. And in the background, those who are interested can take a look at this challenge. I call it the Connect 10. It's very simple. It's basically us diving into the use of my AI and Nav for everybody, but with different objectives. It's basically a recap of what I offered to do, but now it's going to be on a more intensive level or drive. For the leaders, very simply, I will want you to join 10 groups in line with your business industry. Very important. Once you are in the group, we're going to abide by the mechanics of the group because the idea is to open the conversation for you leaders with the admin leaders. And if I'm going to do business in your house, I need to abide by the rule, post, share the post that I made in the group outside of that group to show the interest, and then create connection with the admin. Very simple. Okay. So the goal for the elite users is to make sure that strong of these 10 attempted interaction, we generate at least 5 rapport, not connection, but rapport. I want you to be able to test the strength of your messages and go to the deeper goal. Because for me, if I join your group and I post and I share, I technically have created the first set of my workflow, connecting and starting to build a rapport, going even into the presentation. Go ahead, Vicky.
Sorry, I just have a silly question. You know how
No
you
silly
posted all
questions.
your links? Like you just showed that library link for this masterclass. I
Mm-hmm.
can't get it to let me copy that out of this meeting room chat. I did a right click and I did a control C. I did a right click and tried to copy and I did a control
Mm-hmm.
C, but it won't bring anything over to a notepad.
Do,
So
do
any
you use
ideas?
your, do you use your mouth? your mouse?
Yeah, I'm using
So
my mouse.
highlight, instead of doing the control C, let's go
Mhm.
simply highlight what I've put in the conversation with your mouth. And then I think it's right click for the options, copy. At that point, you can take it, it's copied to your clipboard, and then you can paste it in any document that you want.
Yeah,
Want to
I
give
that
that a
does
try?
that
tried
doesn't
that.
work.
It won't let
That
me
doesn't
still.
work on this with
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it won't
Virgil,
let me.
what they have to do is click on the link, it'll come up in their address bar, and they
right.
can
Okay.
copy the address bar and paste it in a document or whatever. But you cannot copy
From the
anything that
chat.
you have in the chats on this now stuff.
I
Okay,
wish
good.
I wish I could demonstrate. Let me see. Maybe I can because again,
Virgil, you can't do it. You go ahead and try it, but you can't do it. I haven't been able to do it for years.
Not for NowSite. They don't let you do it. They don't
Yeah,
let you
no.
copy.
Well, that's good. I don't feel like such a dummy now. Thank you.
okay.
I know
Well,
how
it
to
might
do what they suggested. Yeah.
yeah, because it might be some restrictions maybe on certain navigators, but you can see my chat here, people, right?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah, I
It
can
seems
see
that
the
I
chat.
can't. You can see the chat? Yeah.
Yep.
Because here, for example, can you see me highlighting these with my mouse?
No, I
We
don't
see
see
a
that.
desktop with a ship with red
Okay.
sails.
Right. I don't
Mm,
see a
Let me
chat.
see here.
I don't see a chat
Let's,
either.
let's try to see if I can do
Show
that
itself.
again.
Zoom doesn't show itself on a
Oh,
share.
okay.
You tell it unless you
Okay.
share. You can't share screen. I think you have to share window.
Let me see.
Also, Virgil, if I'm not
And
mistaken, in the
and
Zoom, in the
Mhm.
Zoom, when you're setting up the meetings, I believe
Mhm.
that there's a place in there
yeah,
that
there's
you
a
can
restriction.
allow the chat to be copied.
Okay. It could be then that restriction that I have in place that I can do it, but you cannot do it. Okay. I'm
Right.
going to
Yeah.
have to work that. Apologize for that. But all these links are also available in our group. Are you able to join the group?
Mm,
Huh?
I don't know.
Oh,
Vicky,
Mhm.
I sent you my apologies, Virgil. I sent you a copy of those in Facebook Messenger.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
perfect. Love it. Okay. I'll try to make sure that these restrictions are off. And this is also one of the reasons why I will have the first set of the meetings in another room so I can get more control over that. Okay. So this is for the elite users. For the beginner users, it's going to be the same exercise, but less intense, right? Instead of having you join 10 groups, I would have you join one group. Still, following the same process, reaching out to the admin with a strong message. But in this case, for the beginners, what I would have you do is look at the most recent people that joined the group before you, right? Because these are technically people that are seeking something in line with your business conversation or interest. And that conversation would be a lot more, I would say, charged, or would be less charged, but more friendly. The goal remains the same. Out of the 10 connections that you'll be making or the 10 message that you're making, we want a connection. In this case, I'm not having you go far down the sales flow. We're keeping you at least at the basic steps. The reason why this is important for everybody is allows you to make sure, one, that your social media presence is ready, right? Because if I'm going to go enter a group and expose myself to the people in this group or the admin with purpose, I want to make sure that my social media is ready and in line with the business conversation that I'm about to have, right? So there's deeper implications to these simple steps, which are very simple. Okay. Um, I'm gonna, let me see, I should be able to give you that document in the chat. Let me see if I can drag and drop it there. So that way you'll be able to download it. If not, it's going to be in the course library and you'll be able to take a look at it directly there. Works for everybody? Perfect. So if you're going to be taking part in this, you can already start. You have your marching orders. Make sure that whatever you're about to do on social media is anchored in your business profile first. If there are some questions about setting up your business profile, we can tackle these as we move forward. Go ahead, Keisha, and then we'll have Dina. Dina, right?
Dinah.
Dinah, sorry. I was trying to pronounce it right.
My
So,
has been fighting with me all day. Anyhow, I apologize. The Virgil NowSite course is telling me that site doesn't exist. You probably need to update your code. The team doesn't
That's what
exist.
I was getting ready to say. I'm gonna lower
the
my
team
hand.
itself? Oh, last
Yeah,
time
it's
I
telling me the team
updated
Yeah.
that.
doesn't exist, but the links
What's
expired.
happening here? It
Mine says team
expired
not found.
it's supposed to be expiring the 26th, so we're far from that. Maybe we're having an issue. Here,
No,
I'm
that
gonna
one's
try.
expiring the 9th.
But that's 2026.
Yeah, that's a year ago. A year ahead. Let's try this again. I'm gonna copy this link right away and I'll share it in the chat. Let me know if it works. Last time we had this conversation and this did come through. Where's my chat here? Boom, boom, boom. Give it a go with this one, and if not, I'm gonna deactivate and basically reset an old one. Go ahead, Dinah. Sorry, I got it right. Dinah.
Okay, I'm coming. I was making sure because that's what I was about to say too about link. But I just clicked on it and I am. Looks like I'm in. So cool.
Okay.
So that one.
Make sure I'll give you the course as well here, and let me
Let's see. Hold on.
see about this document as well.
So in this the one you just put in was to register for the course.
The first one is for our general team. The second one, yes, is for the course library and to register for the course. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was calling because it said.
The team I had is the course library is the
Oh,
one.
yes, that's what it's the course. This team does not exist for the course. Yeah.
Oh, the course and the library link are two different things, right? The
Right.
library
So the
link that I'm
course is not
showing,
working.
Yeah, it's the course that's not letting us.
even the new one. Okay.
It said, no, that's the
No,
course.
that's the link for your team. Your team link is working. The course library link is the one when you click on the register. That one, when you click on the register, it says this site does not exist.
Oh, within the
Once
form,
you
you mean?
register. So when you
Okay.
once you
I
register,
get you now.
yeah.
Okay, let me go take a look at it there, and I will correct it. I was creating it just a few minutes ago, so that might be the issue. We're gonna update that right away. Master class here. And I have an error. Why copy? Correct that as well. Once again,
That's not what even come up.
this here. Robert, you have your hand up. You want to share in while I correct this?
Whenever you're done, I didn't want to be the grammar Nazi, but it looks like in step 4, you've got a misspelled word there.
Yeah. Okay.
So whenever you're done there.
Yeah. I'm amazed that you guys are getting a site not available because I actually didn't assign the action to anything, the button to anything. Well, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
We're gonna deal with this properly. So what I'll do is right now, and maybe you guys will be able to test it at the same time. I am gonna put the link for the team in that registration form. You also get to see how it's done. So I click on the form button action. I'm gonna assign it. Okay.
Yeah, you're not.
And
we're not sharing that screen.
Yeah, we
oh,
don't.
and I'm sharing that screen. Sorry about that. Here. Perfect. Close this. Delete this one. And this one as well.
And if everybody would, just for courtesy, please mute yourself if you're not speaking.
Perfect. So at this point, if you register, you should be redirected to the NowSite grouped the team, so we should be able to test both of them. And while we're at it, just gonna go into the team section right away. And in the content, team content, we'll go into the case study and practical exercise. And I'm gonna add also the form or the course exercise. Okay, where did I have it here? Vicky, you have a question?
I thought I registered. I filled out everything and it says that the owner had been notified. But
That's
I went
good.
in the course session, so I've probably registered 3 times now.
No, it's okay. It's only gonna take you in once, and that should be it. Sorry about that. Oh, it seems that I lost my documents. Let me try this here. User and you still have your hand up, Vicky? Still questions, or so far so good?
Sorry about that.
About what?
Leaving my hand up. I apologize.
No, it's not a problem. Oh, for some reason I'm not finding my documents myself. Is this? Okay, I'll make sure to get it done while we're having the exercise. Questions about what I'm asking, I'll correct also. Actually, you know what? I'm going to correct it all. It was in the PDF document, Robert, that you noticed the error?
Correct.
Okay.
Step 4, if you want to go back to that document, I could probably.
I'm actually going to go directly to Canva and edit and produce it right away. So that way I'll update it with the right information.
And if you're sharing your Canva screen, we do not see that screen. There it is.
I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble. I think there's you're
good.
Sorry, go ahead. You said?
That's it. You're good. Step 4, reach to the admins with a strong message with a stated. I think that should be stated.
Stated, yeah. Stated. As such,
the grammar Nazi, but that didn't make sense.
No, we need some. And you know the craziest thing is I actually tried Deep L to correct that as well. I should have stuck to my NowSite AI. No,
that's the only thing that I saw.
Or to the wise.
I love this thing that you're doing. Hearing about it, I love it because you're challenging them. Like you said, there's an underlining thing there that you're doing for everybody. If they pay attention and they take part in this, is to help you grow your audience, right? Because we can give you all the tools so you can post on social media till the cows come home. But if you have no audience, you're just like that person off in the woods shouting at the top of your lungs with a bullhorn and nobody's hearing you. So I love this idea.
Sorry, I'm having a little trouble. I think it's on my side. Are we all able to hear Robert clearly? But I think it's on my side. Okay, good. Sorry about that. Okay. I think when I'm trying to produce a document, it's giving me a little bit of grief. I'm going to be posting it a little bit later on, but for the gist of it, for the exercise, do everybody have in line what they need to do? You want to give it a go?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Where can you find that document, did you say?
I'm gonna publish it because when I'm trying to publish it right now, I think it's creating some lag on my side. So when we're done exchanging, I'm gonna publish it. So that way I'll be able to put it in the team environment.
So we just need to go check the team then, is what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And let's say about an hour or so.
By the end of our conversation, I should have it done. When you start, do you have a good idea of what you need to do? Because I'm going to try to produce it right now, and it might create some lag on my side. So when we go quiet, I'll try to produce it right away and make it available before the end of the session to everybody. Make sense?
As a leader, I believe so. But in case if there are questions, please bring them up now, like what your mission is to do. Everybody that's here, like that.
Any question?
Yeah, I have a you said something about having a business page. We need a business page to do what you're asking right now.
Well, when you're doing, you don't necessarily need a business page, but if you're marketing, you would want to have one. That would be a requirement for the elite users, right? Because you're going to go out there talking about a topic of industry that you're familiar with and that you have embraced, right? And you're going to be leading people back to your presence. That is the whole point of sharing things in the group, even if the conversation is not deeply intended for a sell, if it's just a general post. Well, the idea is that the people that look at this like it now have the opportunity to go deeper into the funnel conversation, go onto your own profile and take a look at it. And it's always better if we're talking business to have a product page. Make sense?
Yeah, so I'm joining the groups under my business page. I may ask crazy questions. I don't know.
No, it's not a crazy question. It depends on the group. That is a good question because some group will be limited to specific people. Some group will allow any type of page on Facebook to join. Okay. So if your objective is to promote your business, take a look at the group. If it allows you to join under your page name, join under the page name because that's actually a step closer to what you're trying to do. Advertise your business interests and align yourself with the topic of this group. Make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. For those who are beginners, which I don't expect to have maybe the proper setup in terms of product page, then you will do this with your personal profile and you invite basically those connections that way. Right? Hence the slight difference in the term, creating connection for the beginners, but building rapport, a stage down our sales flow for those who are more experienced. Make sense? An example of that could be simply saying, hey, I see that I love the fact that you're administrating this wellness group, this travel group, this marketing group, and I'm very fascinated by the community that you have created. I would want to know more about you or more about the objective of this, right? This builds rapport. First, you're connecting with the person, you're giving them a compliment that reinforces basically the connection that you're trying to create. Remember last time when I was showing you the approach on WhatsApp that I was submitted to, and we all had great informational response on each one of these comments, noting the steps that were burned, noting basically the fact that the conversation was not genuine from the start. And this is what I want you guys to master with this challenge, right? 5 out of 10 is 50% engagement rate, which is great, right? Now, the idea is to master the mechanics of that. Connecting with people who are looking for something that you are interested in allows you also to build very quickly that friendship on the base of that shared interest. All right. This is why it is connection or connecting that is the most important thing for the beginner level users. Make sense for everybody? This also will force you to come in with at least a how in place, meaning one of your conversion links. If I'm going in to introduce myself, the digital card is perfect. Hey, this is what I do. I would love to be more active in your community. For example, here's my reference, and let's get to exchange a little bit more on how I can be of use in your group, for example. Things like that allow very quickly to make a connection, to make an offer without being too forceful or without being too selling. Go ahead, Robert.
So I want to add and piggyback because there's a little bit of question going on in the chat as well, right? So here's the deal when it comes to Facebook. For those of you that haven't been around, there's tons of Facebook groups that are out there, and a lot of those Facebook groups, people go in there and all they do is just spam their link, throw their link, throw their link. Those types of groups never work. What we're doing is talking about a little bit more of an advanced type marketing strategy to where you go into a group that's based off of whatever your business needs or requirements are, and just introducing yourself, something as simple as introducing yourself, and then making sure that you thank the admin of the group for creating that group, right? Is what Virgil's saying. By doing that, you're saying, hey, thanks so and so for creating this group. I'm so and so. Many times I see people talk about, I'm from Texas or wherever you're from. And what that does is it draws those people that are reading and seeing that closer to you. Like if they're from Texas, maybe those will be the ones that will reach out and say, hey, I'm from Texas too, right? And it allows you to help create a personal connection with the people in those groups versus going out there and just spamming. You're giving something of value just by saying, hey, thanks for the group. I look forward to communicating with those of you that are in, Texas, United States, or whatever it is that you do. Just to surmise.
Exactly. Exactly. Keep it very simple for the first part. Remember, or you will see nowhere in this challenge have I put the idea or the intent of closing a sale or presenting what you do. It's presenting yourself, creating a connection, presenting your interests, creating a connection. The challenge doesn't stop at joining the group. That's the beginning. It's the mechanic, right? I need to join this field that I want to play in. So that's the first step. If you join, and this is the mechanic that also the things that Robert just put forward. A lot of us, when we join a group, we're eager to start selling in that group. Try to walk into somebody's home and start doing business without saying hello, without properly introducing you, without showing them that you're really respecting all the work that they put through to get this platform before trying to take advantage of it. Try that and you'll see what happens. We're going to boot you out. I have a group of about 90 people, 90,000 people as well. I have to do my admin group. I have to verify what is happening every day, right? And this is where I decide which posts I'm going to let through, which posts I'm not going to let through. But if the person not only joining the group have followed all the rules of the group, has introduced themselves to me, when I see their post, even if it's maybe a little bit to the side of what I would want, I'm more tempted to let it go through because I've built a relationship with this person. Or I will reach out directly to that person and say, love what you're doing, but be careful. This is what I wouldn't be interested in. And remember, objections are never a bad thing because if the admin notice what you're doing and instead of just blocking you, goes to the conversation with you, you have built that rapport. All right, you are starting to get into that zone with them, and this is important. Go ahead, Robert.
The other thing that just popped into my head to mention is for those of you that are on Facebook and you see this and you know what we're talking about, once you get into the group, after you've had a certain amount of interactions, you actually have like labels next to your name, right? Like rising contributor or expert in this field. Those little tags, believe it or not, they do help, right? So the more that you're in that group and the more value that you're putting out, the more you're commenting on other people's stuff and actually genuinely caring about what other people are doing, you could see those different things that could help propel you and give you that better status, if you will.
It's really about getting noticed in the end and noticed the right way. Good for everybody. I dropped the document in the chat. Let me know if you guys can actually download it. You should be able to download it from that point. Everybody's has access to the document. See, my document went astray in my computer. Sometimes it does that. I'm not sure why, but I will get to it.
Should we have the Mac versus PC conversation?
I respect what Mac does, but I'm sold for life to PCs. Simply put, because I can modify it myself when need to. I used to be big on hardware and trying to assemble things myself. So that is my take on it. What's your take on the Mac versus PC environment?
I was able to download that, by the way. For me, Mac, I love it way better than PC. It seems to me, and this is just my 2 cents, it seems to me to be more business oriented in my mind.
They have, in all case scenario, I think one of the greatest uh, type of marketing approach that I ever saw. It is
So
Okay.
Diana is asking, is this starting this Friday? I believe it's next Friday, right?
The 25th. The 25th. When you register, I will send you a rollout explaining how it's gonna transpire and a specific link for a room for that session. Okay, so I put it on the calendar on the 25th, and we should be good to go by that time. Questions?
No, just to remind you though, that Friday I have Now Club, so I'll be late to the party on that.
Oh, no worries. You come when you're able to. What time does the Now Club end? Sorry, just to be.
11:30 to 12:30.
Oh, that's not a big deal. The time that we set up and such separate people in different rooms, we should be okay. So definitely, thank you for showing up. It's going to be a series of meetings for you.
No, I
Okay.
love it. I mean, I think that this is a great idea. It's a way to help give back to the community and those that are interested in doing it. You will, if you take part, you will see something happen positively. So if you're looking for something positive to happen in your business, let's make sure you get registered and be part of this.
Exactly. One of the things that I'm expecting to be a follow up on that is that since we are doing this in real time and using our marketing asset or preparing our marketing asset, this is something technically that starts and that doesn't end, right? This challenge that I gave you today, join 10 group, engage 10 admins, right? And start building a rapport with them is something that should be happening on a regular basis. 10 joining 10 groups is just a matter of an hour or half an hour. Initiating the conversation is subject to their response time. But in between that, if I did 10 invites or 10 messaging today and only 2 or 3 answered, but I do 10 tomorrow and the 10 after, then by the end of the week, I am on a momentum, right? The purpose, the long-term purpose of this is creating waves of action. Just like we came in with Clay asking, well, how do I do rotation, right? I'm expecting these people to be messaged and put on rotation. I'm expecting, for example, for the leaders that are more advanced in their first connection message to have a hot link, right? Things like that. And that will allow us, force us in the mechanic that we discussed to look at firsthand what is happening on our dashboard, and secondhand, continue on the conversation that we had. If these people are being brought into the system, because of course, you're not just going to go join the group and message them. And this is valid for everybody. I joined the group. I'm going to nav on the group leader to have their information in my CRM. And if I do this 10 times, it means I have now a general acquisition list built on admin groups. And I'm going to try to get them to convert. So basically, week after week, I should be able to track what you have done from that point on. Same will go, for example, for when we engage in these practical exercises. If you come on the first one, well, the second one, we're not going to be repeating the same thing. I'm going to see exactly what has been done and how we can improve on it each time. Go ahead, Lori. I see Jackie.
So,
Go ahead.
sorry. So
No.
I'm on a phone. So
Okay.
what I want to know is if you can't attend these, because I have conflicting, first of all, I'm in Hawaii, so that's like 6 to 8 a.m. I also have conflicting meetings. And this sounds like something that's a more practical, you got to be there in order to jump in order to learn. So having a recording isn't going to really do any good for people, right?
Not so much. No.
So
Mm.
is there a modality or a way for the people that aren't able to join this challenge?
You can extract your own value out of it.
Not if we don't have a recording, or how do we?
No, I'm saying if
not
there's a
there to watch
recording.
it.
If there's a recording, even if
That's
it's
what
not the
I
live
asked, and
experience.
Okay.
there's no.
No, it's a valid question. It's a valid add-on, but depending on the level, depending on what you're doing, it might be a little bit difficult. I like what you put on the table, Lori. Uh, in line with my objection handling uh, conversation. Let me get back to you because this is a specific case that we're going to need to handle. Also, by joining, regardless, joining into the practical workshop list, I will be able to send you also polls on which days would be best for everybody. Okay. So that way, eventually, by default, I put this on Friday because it was easier on my calendar, but I understand that it's meant for you. So going forward, we will pool and see, okay, what is the best time so that everybody can actually time in for these sessions. Works? Perfect. And another thing, there's a double-edged sword to this. Everybody who takes part in this technically is a NowSite affiliate, has a NowSite plan, right? So even if you cannot attend the service, the practical exercise, but you take the documents and you go through the process, well, we can always book meetings and go over this together, right? So there's always going to be a way for you to get value out of it. Even with these challenges, I expect you who take part in it to pop in on my calendar now once in a while to go over what you have been doing, right? If I meet you in 30 days, meaning in the 5th of May, and you took part in this exercise today, I will be able to see the daily add-on, the conversation will have substance to go over what you are doing good or what should be improved upon. Go ahead, Doria.
I would like to, when you get done with this segment, I do have a how-to question that is totally off script for what y'all talking about.
Go ahead, fire.
Okay, so I have a landing page called ladyveterans.com, and I have a submit button for my contact page for my opt-in, and the button's not working, and I can't figure it out. I asked Justin AI, someone in the group, and my tech person can't get to it till later. I'm just really been working on it and I can't figure it out. So
Okay. In this case, do you want me to access your account, take a look at it? How do you want us to proceed?
yeah,
Because the idea here is that if you're looking at your account, for example, coming back to what I just demonstrated, here before I'll show you, and then I'll take your email if you want, and we'll access your account. When you have a form, okay. Here, for example, I'll use this vegan barbecue sauce there. When you have a form, well, I do here, yeah. You have a form here. Remember that the action that will follow any type of submission is related here. So for example, before even sharing your screen or your email with me, when you log into your website, that website, and you go to that form and you click on it, what is the action set for that button?
email.
Email means what? When somebody puts their information and they click on the button, their computer, their device, their phone will try to open up their email account, for example, through Outlook or Gmail if it's connected. So you might not see a reaction because it's going to try to get that person to send you an email. You understand what you've done?
I don't
No?
know. I just know the button's not working, so it's
Okay.
nothing transactioning.
That's so
Okay.
No one's getting on their
Give
side,
me,
no one's getting on my side.
if you don't mind, in the chat, send me your email directly. That way, I'll take a look at it quickly on my side, and we'll set things straight. You don't mind me using this as a demo for this conversation for everybody?
No, I don't mind.
Perfect. Here, I
Yeah,
sent you a
Virgil.
hello there.
She's going to
Go ahead.
definitely need your help to look at it because I can't look in the accounts or whatever. But when you go to click her button, the email client doesn't even pop up.
Okay. I'm going to take a look at it first. And now they were doing some revamp on that form. I don't know if you noticed recently, if you're trying to add phone numbers to this form, they
Right.
won't go through. Yeah, phone number
Right.
are not going through. They were the form itself, or the contact form was recently being revamped, and I think that is also an impact. But we're going to take a look at it right away. Let me just log into your
Yeah,
account.
'cause I'm not getting the emails when they do these upgrades to let us know that are out here in the field, because like my Eric AI 1.0, all my content for the last year got removed, and I didn't receive any information that I was going to lose a year's worth of content. So I'm not sure if I'm on their email thing to receive notices when they do their upgrades or changes. I'm not sure.
Well, okay, I'm going to take a look at it. It could be that the notification might be redirected to junk mail, so maybe take a look at it. This is your account. As far as any system notification would go, we would be basically sending you to notification to this one. Okay, so the Doria, the gift at gmail.com. So always take a look at that by default. Um, Other than that, definitely keeping in touch with us or with support, what have you. Uh, be notified if ever there's something that we're doing or something that is happening amiss. Okay, which website are we talking about? Is it the Lady Veteran, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so just gonna go edit it first, and that way we'll be able to see what is happening. So you see how you set it up here?
Yes.
Okay, it means that whenever I do this, I'm gonna publish and take a look at it. Whenever I do this, whenever you do this, it means that you're expecting the client to actually send you an email after he registered.
That's
Okay,
correct.
so I'll test it out right here. What I would recommend um, is have a more descriptive or broken down approach. Get them to a thank you page for registering. Let them know if there is additional information that they would want to send, that there is an email button there. Because, for example, this often throws me back because, okay, well, if I didn't want to send you an email, what happens? Nothing for you or nothing for me. So I'm going to select all those and then submit. There's definitely something here. Let me go see. Uh, you have multiple phones here that they're not working. Maybe we would remove them.
Yeah, because I
Let me see.
didn't know it wasn't
Mhm.
working.
Okay, there's definitely something here happening. What I'm going to do just to test this out properly or to roll this out properly. And this is something also that I recommend we do whenever there's an issue of this sort. If maybe the form is an issue, then we're going to just get a new form in place and test it right away. Okay, so here,
Hey, Virgil, like, I mean, that has never
yes,
worked as far as the email. And so what I had to do years ago is I just took that out. I put no contact. Then what happens is the contact is made in NowSite for me, and I get an email from NowSite saying I have a new lead.
Oh,
But the
okay.
email doesn't, I think looking at it that I'm looking to get an email, but that's not how it works, and it's never worked. And so my workaround, how I deal with it is I put no contact. Then what happens is that, or don't, whatever it is, you don't do anything. Then it goes into my NowSite contacts. And then I get an email from NowSite saying I have a new contact. So I
okay,
put no action. I put no action. Okay. And
okay.
then what
Well,
happens is it
no
goes into my
action.
NowSite contacts.
Let me
And
let
then
me let me
NowSite
put it
sends me
this
an
way.
email saying I've got a new contact.
Okay,
Okay.
that is by default the way it's set up. Okay, but on the consumer or customer approach, having no action there is not necessarily the best thing. Because, for example, coming back to Vicky, who was trying to get a reaction out of it, well, she submitted multiple times. So if you leave me here at the gate with no action after you have encouraged me to do something, that's not a good approach. This
Well, I
is
think,
actually one.
That's not what he's saying.
yeah, the message from NowSite to the client at that point is that you've been notified, Daria.
Hmm.
Okay, they actually tell that person that you've been notified, and so they expect you to reach out.
Okay, but
I see.
I'm a little confused with your approach because, as I said, there's a few things that are missing or that you're not taking advantage of.
Well, it just didn't work, Virgil, and hasn't for
Okay.
years. Like, I mean, that's been there for years. It's never
Uh,
worked, and
One
it
second
never
here,
worked how you're
Howard. I
saying
don't want
it's
to push
supposed to
back.
work.
I want to push back. I don't want to push back, but I want to set things straight.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, I do meetings every day of the week, and
Okay.
I've been testing those, and
Okay.
it's supposed to work if it's properly set up. So saying it never worked and going into an alternative series of steps that are not necessarily working for you or the client are not the best thing. So first thing first, we want to understand what is happening with the setup. And second, we want to take advantage of these tools. For example, if understood correctly, you're leaving this at no action, or because this is the conversation that we're having. What's happening next when we're doing this, right? And the first thing that I wanted to check is one, why are we not getting a reaction? Is this form faulty? The next thing is that, well, I am telling you to do something and you're taking the time to do it. The next step for me would be thanking you and reinforcing this. Also, the reason why we have this form is that us proactively, we are thinking about sending an email to that person. We're not asking them to send an email. If we are expecting an email from the client, then simply put, we should have a button, send us your question. And that would be the option because the client knows that he's going to be sending a question via email when you click on it. So I might be a little confused on what we are doing, but from what I'm getting, there's a few things that you're not taking advantage of when you're doing your workaround. First thing first, we need to figure out what exactly is happening. So you see here, earlier on, I was testing the form to see that you get a notification. The client is advised that you're going to be getting that notification. But note, the client is not going anywhere. And that's not the proper thing to do. If anything, when you're doing this, okay, and I'm going to do a quick add on to your page and I'll let you come back and add to it. If anything, when you're doing this, have a thank you page, at least. So that way, the client is redirected to that thank you. Thank you for registering. This is what you are to expect next. I didn't get a chance to do that for the course library, but this is the proper course of action. You're never, and this is also part of your retention approach. You're never supposed to leave the client hanging in vain after they took the time to give you information. You have to reward that. That's very important. So that workaround may be something by default that you use, but is it the right way to approach this? 100% no. And I stand on that, right? The idea here is that I want this to lead to something that leads into more, right? It's a reinforcement. Here, for example, in the thank you page, you should have thank you for submitting your information. Check out your email. We will be sending you something soon. Verify your junk mail. If it's there, assign it so that you don't lose any of our future communication. As a matter of fact, these forms are meant to build a higher connection. If you want more information, if you're by default, you're going to get a subscription to our regular emails, quote unquote, newsletter. We're deepening the relationship here, right? So your workaround is one thing, but the practical approach that you want to apply for best result is this one. Okay, so very important, and we'll test it out right now. So
I second that.
I sorry.
I said I second what you just said there, my brother.
Yeah. Now, it's one thing, like when we're doing this, we're always going to run into certain things that we don't expect, but we have to think deeper. For example, what I said here, if you, in the meantime, for example, send us your questions via email, because it's important to let the people know. And at that point here, you could add your email and have them send you that email. Right? We're going to test all that right away. Give me a second. So that is the approach. Go ahead, Keisha, while I'm updating this for the test.
So it can do two things because that was the problem I was having is I do have it go to a thank you page that says check your email for a message from, and I give my email address. And it's animated, so it draws your attention to it. but I didn't realize that when it does that, it still does add them to my contact, because then I'm okay with that.
Absolutely.
I'm
The
okay with that
goal
because
is capture.
do two things, and I couldn't figure out how to get it to do both things at the same time. Like either add it to my contacts or da 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 da. But if I can do both, I'm happy.
No. This is the purpose of these form. Capture for the next part, the conversion or the retention. Because if I tell you, hey, give me your email and get daily or weekly or monthly notification on all our upgrades, on all our promos, offers to come, you are interested. You will pay heed to that. The moment this won't generate an email because it's a fictive name, I'm testing it so that it avoid duplicate reaction. But this is the mechanic. You are being notified, the client is receiving your email, and you're reinforcing the relationship. Okay. So up 10 toes down on this. You do something else. Okay. But if you
Well,
want to,
keep that there, because I need that or
no,
whatever.
That's the reason why I was doing it on your account. Right.
Okay.
So again, 10 toes down on this. Whatever you guys are doing, okay, fine. Everybody has a strategy. But if you want to do this like a pro, this is how it's done. The form has 3 tiers of action. If I'm asking you questions, it means that I'm probing you for something. Hence my form. I need to know, are you beginner? Are you elite? Do you have one of our service plans? Because if you register, for example, for my website message service, but you don't have the marketing, I'm going to follow up with you and say, hey, make sure that you upgrade to marketing before this day. Some of us are doing what's it called? Assessment, financial assessment, family assessment. The first part of the form is that I want to collect information from you. The second part of the form is that I intend to send you an email right away to take advantage of the automation, right? Hence the idea of capturing. And then if you took your time to read my content, appreciate the offer, and submit information, I'm not going to let you go. No, thank you for doing so. This is the love bomb period. Thank you for doing so. This is what you are going to be expecting. By the way, if you want to meet me, here's a button to book a meeting. If you have questions, here's a button to send an email. Technically, as it is, if you have a digital card, and if you notice, often enough, I prone this, we have that in place as well, right? So you want to have your digital card and it has all the contact. So imagine now what you're doing, right? Reinforcing the relationship. Okay. So this
So
is in place. Go ahead.
thank you. So I do have a digital card. So how does it know to use my thing on there? And then
Well,
also
it only knows what you have it do, right? So here, for example, and it's more the contact. Where's your digital card here?
it's at the very end. So you got to go to the other page. It's at the very
On the page 2.
probably
Okay.
yeah.
Good
Probably
practice
yeah, there.
while this is happening. Clean up what you're not using. Is it this one here? 250?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
here, simply put, what I'll do, okay, here, for example, I'm going to save this DC card. So that way, a contact form for me, for example, speaking of this, I use the digital card sometime as a reverse website, meaning that the first page on what you're going to land is the digital card. But as you go through, there's going to be an about, there's going to be some service conversation. So it's a reverse website. It's like you land on the contact us instead of landing on the welcome page. You can piggyback to the conversation as well. Okay.
Okay.
So the digital card is such an important tool. Go ahead.
And lastly, so you were able to fix the submit button.
Yep, it's submitted. The only thing that you're going to need to do is get rid of these, add these questions here, because this one is the one that is faulty. This one is the one that's working. So you transfer the questions. Hey, what? Oh, wow, I just noticed something here. Okay, you have your telephone number on top of that form. Give me a call. Submit, give me a call. We talk right away. So even better than having you send an email, if you have a business number that you're putting forward, put it as a call to action, if anything, right? Instead of an email, give me a call, right?
Okay.
Let's talk. So that's one thing. And here, just to illustrate what I just did here, for the last part, well, here, for example, it's going to put it on the bottom here. And since I have that asset now saved, you can just grab it and drop it. And now you have your digital card ready on this. Here you have 3 panels, but only 2 sections. So for now, most likely spread it in 2. And what we'll do is switch this around. So now you see the dynamics that you have created after I chose to give you my business, because my email or the client's email is their business, right? Thank you for doing so. This is what to expect. Check out your email. Make sure to check out your spam. If you have any questions, send them now. If you want to talk right away, give us a call, right? You can email or talk to us directly or call us, right? So this is the most important thing. This is the relation building part of it, right? So he's here, instead of sending an email, call, and you basically have your telephone number here. Okay, so call here and here, email. I moved it and basically it moved it around. Okay, so this is how you want to use these form. This is what you're gunning for, and this is what you're preparing yourself for. If you have followed these conversations since the beginning, then this is when I go into my how. How do you get to meet me? How do you get to talk to me? Where do you go to follow up on this interest that you just gave me? Okay, very important sequence in action. Good for everybody? We're past our time. We're going to
Absolutely
have
love
to
it.
run.
Awesome.
You
Thank
guys,
you so much.
our pleasure. You guys got the PDF, the document from the chat, everybody?
Yes.
Yep.
So it means tomorrow we open up with that. I'll start with the leaders and then we'll end up with the beginners. Make sense? So all those who want to showcase their approach, leaders, top of the line for the first 30 minutes, and I want to see what happens. Give us even the hardest conversation or the reactions or the most important group that you want to make sure to build rapport on. Same thing with the beginners. When you have joined your group, you will need to explain why are you joining this group and what you have done with the 10 peoples that joined before you and then after you. Make sense?
I love it, brother. Love it.
Perfect.
Have a great
Perfect.
day, everyone. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Absolutely challenged and ready.